the sarcasm symphony. In the leafy enclave of Elmwood Heights, where porch swings creaked like old confessions under November's amber glow, Nora and Julian had composed a marriage that hummed with early harmony. 8 years wed by the chill of 2025, she was the effervescent real estate agent, flipping houses like pancakes with her silver tongue. He, the wry copywriter for a quirky ad firm, crafting taglines that sold the unsellable. Their split-level ranch was a scrapbook of inside jokes, the fridge magnet reading "World's Okayest Couple," the mismatched mugs from flea market hauls. But lately, Nora's mind had wandered into a labyrinth of doubt. What if complacency is just code for checked out? And she'd turned their life into a covert experiment. How many passes can I earn before he calls foul? It kicked off with a whimper, not a bang. Their anniversary eve, October 31 Halloween, for irony's sake, she misplaced the babysitter's number for their planned rare night out, claiming a last-minute open house crisis. Julian, juggling takeout tacos and their toddler's bedtime story, arched a brow over his phone. Ah, the siren call of square footage strikes again. Shall I summon the ghost of reservations past? His tone dripped honeyed sarcasm, but he plated the food with flair, adding a candle stub for ambience. No tantrum, just that velvet-edged quip. Nora filed it away, one, and he's playing along emboldened. She dialed up the volume. A spontaneous weekend tag-along to her sister's bridal shower in the Hamptons, leaving him solo with the kids and a leaky faucet. Babe, it's family, it'll be quick. You love DIY, right? Hero mode activated. Texts flew, heart emojis masking her hotel poolside mocktail. Julian's replies pinged back like well-aimed darts. Fear not, Aquaman, I've got the plumbing saga covered. Send pics of the cake, I'll live vicariously through frosting. He even posted a daddy daycare reel on social, captioned when your wife's idea of self-care is mine of survival training. Views climbed, Nora's likes included his. 2. Sarcasm as armor, clever. The flirtation phase slithered in at her agency's holiday mixer on November 7, a glittering den of champagne flutes and schmoozing sharks. Nora let her giggles cascade for the new broker, Derek tall tanned, with a laugh like Loth under her hand, oops-ing onto his forearm during a toast. Julian, her designated +1, hovered by the cheese board nursing a seltzer. He sidled up mid-chortle, arm looping her waist with possessive ease. Derek, was it? Nora's told me all about your market insights. Riveting stuff, almost as captivating as my wife's ability to turn a handshake into a haiku. The room tittered. Derek flushed. Nora's pulse skipped, half thrill, half twinge. Later in the cab, Julian drawled, You know, if we're benchmarking charm, I could always dust off my old fan club. But hey, more power to the power couple dynamic. 3. His barbs are boomerangs. By midweek, the game gnawed at her like an itch under silk. She half-assed the grocery run, tossing in kale and quinoa while forgetting his beloved ribeyes, then snapped over the remote during his game night wind-down. Julian, for the love of God, it's not quantum physics. Click already. He paused the TV, remote dangling like a guillotine. My apologies, Einstein. Here I thought hand-eye coordination was optional in this partnership. Shall I fetch the decoder ring for the channel hieroglyphs? He clicked with exaggerated flourish, then wandered to the kitchen, emerging with a makeshift feast. Peanut butter on crackers, arranged in a heart. Gourmet apocalypse cuisine, courtesy of your absent-minded sommelier. Bon appetit. 4. 5. He's weaponizing wit. Why does it sting so sweetly? The apex of audacity arrived on November 14, a Friday fogged with her mounting unease. Nora fabricated a networking dinner that bled into bar hops, solo nursing Negronis while dissecting her own deception in a leather booth. 6. 7. How far till he folds? Home at 1:17 a.m., heels in hand, she crept upstairs to find Julian awake in the study, lamp glow haloing his laptop, a half-empty whiskey tumbler at his elbow. No fury in his eyes, just that arched brow appraisal, sharp as a fresh edit. Rough summit with the elite, he ventured, voice a silken snare. I trust the mergers were mutually beneficial. She froze in the doorway, the lie curdling on her tongue. It ran long. Clients, you know how it is. Ah, yes, the eternal alibi of ambition. He closed the laptop with a soft snap, rising to pour her a finger of amber from his glass. While you conquered empires, I hosted a riveting evening. Bath bombs for the Rugrats, a solo tango with the dishwasher, and a TED talk on why forgotten ribeyes pair best with existential dread. Encore next week. The sarcasm landed like confetti laced with glass, festive but slicing. Nora's throat tightened, the weeks' tallies blurring into a ledger of loss. She sank onto the ottoman, glass trembling. "Julian, it's not what you think, or it is but twisted. I was testing stupid, selfish tests, pushing to see if you'd push back if we were still us. The flirting, the flakes. God, I sound like a bad rom-com villain." He leaned against the desk, arms crossed, the whiskey's warmth not quite reaching his eyes. "Testing? Darling, I've been auditioning right alongside you. Every quip, every hero mode, sarcasm's my spotlight, remember? But here's the plot twist, it's exhausting, like scripting a farce where I'm the punchline and the prop." His voice cracked then, the velvet tearing to reveal the raw silk beneath, hurt etched in the furrow of his brow, the fist clenched at his side. "I love your fire, Nora. The way you flip rooms, flip scripts, flip me inside out. But this, it's not a game, it's a grenade with the pin half pulled. What if one oops is the one that blows the house down?" Tears welled, hot and unbidden, spilling as she lunged forward, gripping his shirt like a lifeline. I know, I got scared, kids, careers, the slow slide into roommates. Thought if I nudged the edges, you'd grab the center. But your words, they echo mine back, sharper, funnier, and it hurts because it's true. You're not a prop. You're my co-author, my favorite plot hole. Please, don't let my idiocy rewrite us out. Julian's resolve fractured like thin ice. He hauled her into his arms, the tumbler clattering, forgotten as sobs synced in the lamplight, hers wrenching with remorse, his muffled against her hair, a dam of deferred daggers finally breached. "Christ, Nora, I mirrored you because laughing hurts less than yelling. But I'd rather fight fair than farce. No more tests, just truth. And take out Tuesdays forever." They dissolved into the carpet, a tangle of limbs and laughter through tears, confessions cascading. Her orphan heart fear of fatting bonds, his quiet dread of becoming the safe footnote in her epic. Dawn crept in with coffee and croissants, burnt edges forgiven, as they drafted a new pact. Weekly truth bombs over wine, sarcasm reserved for enemies, not each other. In Elmwood Heights, where November's leaves surrendered to frost, Nora and Julian emerged not unscathed but unbreakable. Sarcasm's symphony softened to a duet, their love a story no longer tested but trusted. And on quiet nights when the fridge magnet caught the light, it whispered, "World's snarkiest but best couple." The Gala of Reckonings. In the polished underbelly of Chicago's creative scene, where ambition glittered like shattered glass under ballroom chandeliers, Vanessa and Theo had carved out a marriage that felt both unbreakable and brittle. 7 years in by the crisp bite of November 2025, she was the rising star at a boutique ad agency, pitching campaigns that turned heads and turned profits, while he managed a quiet life as a freelance illustrator, his sketches breathing life into book covers for forgotten genres. Their Lakeview apartment hummed with the easy rhythm of shared Spotify playlists and lazy brunches, but lately, Vanessa's friends had planted seeds of doubt in her fertile mind. It started over Rissé at their monthly girls' night on November 10, tucked into a corner booth at the Velvet Rope. "Girl," drawled Mia, the agency's resident flirt with a laugh like wind chimes, "you've been hitched forever. Theo's sweet, but test him. Flirt a little at the gala, see if he bites or just rolls over. If he doesn't care, honey, you're golden, means he's secure or bored." Chloe, the quiet graphic designer with a devilish streak, chimed in, "Exactly, my ex never noticed, that's when I knew it was over. Push the envelope, Van, what's the worst, a little spice?" Vanessa swirled her glass, the idea blooming like a forbidden tattoo, thrilling, reckless. Just to see, she thought. If he trusts me, great. If not, well, better now than never. She nodded, sealing the pact with a clink. The gala was set for the 14th, the agency's annual black tie bash at the Drake Hotel, a whirlwind of power suits and power plays. Theo, meanwhile, carried the ghosts of his family's fractured legacy like heirlooms in his chest pocket. Raised in a sprawling Queens household by a gaggle of divorced uncles, each a cautionary tale etched in alimony checks and barstool philosophies, he'd absorbed their gospel early. Uncle Vinny, the cabbie with 3 X's, would slap his knee over Sunday sauce. "Kid, if she starts fucking the waiter, she's green-lighting you for the whole parade. Test it, flirt back. Worst case, you know she's full of shit. Best, you're swingers and life's a buffet." Uncle Ray, the plumber who'd lost his shirt in 09, nodded gravely. "Marriage ain't a monastery. She strays the gaze, you're free, or fake it till you confirm, but don't sit there like a chump." Theo had internalized it as survival code. Love was a mirror maze, reflections equal or shatter. He adored Vanessa, her wild curls, the way she'd hum off-key to his sketches, but trust. That was earned in the arena, not assumed. The gala descended like a fever dream on November 14, the Drake's grand ballroom awash in crystal and clinking stems. Vanessa arrived on Theo's arm, her sapphire gown a siren call, his tailored charcoal suit hugging the lean lines he'd earned from weekend runs along the lake. Heads turned. They were the agency's golden pair, whispered about in break rooms. But as the night unfurled, Vanessa activated her script. Spotting Derek, the slick account exec with a jawline for days, she detached with a breezy network quick, babe, her hand lingering on Theo's sleeve like an afterthought. Across the room, her laughter peeled for Derek's banal yacht anecdote, her touch accidental on his cufflink, eyes locking a beat too long. Mia and Chloe watched from the bar, thumbs up like co-conspirators. 3 strikes, Vanessa tallied inwardly, pulse racing. He's not even looking. Theo was looking, perched at a high top with a bourbon neat, his artist's eye catching every frame. The lean-in, the toss of her hair, the way Derek's posture bloomed under her gaze. His uncle's voices chorused in his skull. Green light, kid. Test the waters. A flicker of hurt twisted in his gut. Is this us now? But resolve hardened it to resolve. If she was dancing on the edge, he'd tango. Scanning the crowd, his gaze snagged on Riley and Jax, Vanessa's studio cohorts, fierce photographers with ink-sleeved arms and smiles sharp as their lenses. They'd always been kind to him at agency barbecues, slipping him extra craft beers and grilling him on his process. Why not? He sauntered over, bourbon in hand, channeling Uncle Vinny's gravel charm. Ladies, he said, voice low and laced with that illustrator's dry wit, if this gala's a photo shoot, you're stealing the frame. Mind if I crash the set? Riley's blue-streaked pixie cut bobbed as she laughed, Jax's curls cascading like a challenge. Theo Hale, the elusive husband surfaces. Vanessa's got you on a short leash tonight. He leaned in, close enough for vanilla cologne to mingle with their perfumes. Leash. More like I'm the stray she forgets to feed. But you two bet you know all the hidden angles in this town. Dinner sometime. Off the record, no filters. It was blatant, playful, his hand brushing Riley's as he gestured to the dance floor, eyes holding Jax's with a spark that said game on. They bit. Numbers exchanged under the guise of portfolio collabs, whispers of late-night edits that veered scandalous. Theo felt the rush, vindicated, alive, but beneath it, a hollow ache. This what you wanted, Van. Proof we're both players. The room's undercurrents swirled faster. Mia and Chloe, mid-sip, clocked Vanessa's flirt fest with Derek, then swiveled to Theo holding court with Riley and Jax, his laugh booming, a woman's hand on his arm, another slipping him a card with a wink. Holy shit, Mia hissed, elbowing Chloe. They're swinging. Vanessa's cool with that. Theo's a snack, tall, artsy, that quiet fire if she's green-lighting trades. Chloe's eyes widened, predatory gleam igniting. Explains the vibe. Open marriage energy. Bet she'd trade for a night. Word rippled through the cluster of female creatives. Account leads, designers, the agency's whisper network, like static before a storm. Vanessa's flirting hard. Theo's not batting an eye. Swingers. Score. Vanessa felt the shift mid-pitch to Derek, her back prickling as glances darted her way. She excused herself, weaving through the throng, only to halt at the bar where Mia and Chloe cornered her, glasses raised like toasts to chaos. Riley and Jax flanked them, flushed and conspiratorial, Theo's card peeking from Riley's clutch like contraband. Van, Mia purred, voice honey over gravel, we saw the Derek tango steamy. And Theo, Hugh, charming the pants off Riley here. You two are goals. Swingers right, open door policy. Chloe leaned in, bold as brass. Because girl. He's gorgeous, that smile. Killer if you're cool trading. Mind if we take him home? Borrow for the weekend, promise to return him polished. Jax called dibs on breakfast. The words landed like a gut punch, Vanessa's champagne flute trembling in her grip. The room spun, Derek's leer in her periphery, Theo's laughter echoing from across the floor where a third coworker, Lena, had joined the fray, her hand tracing his tattoo peeking from his cuff. Swingers, take him home. Horror bloomed hot in her chest, choking her denial. This wasn't the test she'd scripted. It was a farce unraveling in sequins and betrayal. What? No, wait, that's not. But the protests died as Mia arched a brow. Come on, Van, you started the spark. Fair's fair. She bolted then, gown whispering accusations against marble floors, bursting into the coat check alcove where Theo had retreated for air. He turned, surprise softening to steel as she grabbed his lapels. Theo, what the hell? Mia just asked if she could take you home, thinks we're swingers because we... tears pricked, furious and foolish. The girls talked me into it, a stupid test. Flirt a little, see if you care. But this, they're circling you like vultures. Theo's jaw tightened, Uncle's wisdom warring with the raw slash of her admission. He cupped her face, thumbs fierce against her cheeks. A test. Van, my family's a graveyard of tests gone nuclear, uncles who let wives stray, thinking it proved love only to wake up alone. They drilled it in if she flirts, she's okay with you doing the same, or test that theory. So I did mirrored you with Riley Jacks, felt like shit, but you lit the match. His voice cracked, eyes storm-dark. I love you, not the game, but if this is us now trading glances like poker chips, say it. Swingers, fine, or end it clean. But don't torch what we have to peek at the ashes. Vanessa crumpled against him, sobs muffled in his shirt, the galas in a distant roar, their world contracting to this shadowed nook. No, God no, it was fear, stupid, selfish fear we'd gone stale. The girls made it sound harmless, but seeing them you like you're theirs, it gutted me. You're mine, Theo, my anchor, my mess. No tests, no trades, just us. He held her tighter, the fight bleeding into forgiveness, his lips brushing her temple. Then let's burn the script. Walk out now. Find that diner on Halsted, the one with the terrible pie. Talk till dawn. No uncles, no friends, just truth. They slipped away arm in arm, leaving whispers and winking lights behind, the agency's swinger myth blooming unchecked, fodder for Monday's water cooler. But in the diner's vinyl booth over lukewarm coffee, Vanessa and Theo rebuilt. Confessions traded like fragile sketches, boundaries redrawn in indelible ink. The uncle's code faded to echo, the friends dare to dust. 7 years wiser, they emerged not scorched, but smelted, stronger alloy forged in the gala's reckless fire. And as November's chill nipped at the windows, Theo sketched her portrait on a napkin, curls wild, eyes fierce, captioned simply, home. Shadows in the sink-in, the quiet hum of suburban Seattle, where rain pattered against cedar roofs like forgotten Morse code. Leela and Owen had woven 5 years of marriage into a tapestry of comfortable routines. By the gray dawn of November 2025, their life in the Fremont bungalow felt like a well-thumbed novel. Her as a project manager at a tech startup, corralling deadlines with the precision of a metronome. Him as a software engineer at a cybersecurity firm, debugging code that shielded secrets far juicier than their own. Mornings blurred into shared oat lattes and commutes synced by podcast. Evenings dissolved into Netflix queues and the occasional board game night with neighborhood ghosts. They still held hands on dog walks with their rescue mutt, Milo, and whispered, I love yous before sleep claimed them. But beneath the weave, threads had begun to fray, subtle, insidious, born of the slow entropy that turns passion to habit. It started innocently, or so Leela convinced herself on November 8, a Saturday sodden with drizzle. Scrolling through her contacts during a rare solo coffee run, she spotted Nate, the single graphic designer from her college art club days, now a freelance wizard peddling memes on Instagram. Just catching up, she thought, firing off a text. Hey stranger, saw your latest post. Still slinging pixels like a boss. Leela from UW. His reply pinged back within minutes. Leela, the legend returns. Pixels and prose, babe, what's your poison these days? Emojis cascaded, laughing faces, coffee cups, and soon their thread bloomed with nostalgia. Shared gripes about Seattle's eternal gloom, inside jokes about that infamous kegger in 09. Owen noticed the glow on her face that evening, thumb flying across the screen as she stirred risotto. Old friend? He asked, casual, chopping garlic with rhythmic thwacks. Yeah, Nate from school, harmless nostalgia. She pocketed the phone, leaning in for a kiss that tasted faintly of routine. Owen let it slide at first, his engineer's mind filing it under benign anomalies. But the texts persisted, daily drips turning to streams. Missed those late-night sketch sessions from Nate, met with Leela's God, me too. Owen's more spreadsheets than strokes these days, lol. Owen's radar pinged not from suspicion, but from the shift in her silences. The way she'd angle her phone away during dinner, or linger in the bathroom with the door cracked, laughter muffled like a secret. Enter Uncle Harlan, the divorced sage of the family, a twice-wed, thrice-burned contractor from Tacoma, whose gravelly wisdom flowed freer than his Bud Light at Thanksgiving. On November 12, over a lunch of fish tacos at a harbor dive, Owen's confessional pit stop after a brutal sprint review, Harlan leaned across the scarred Formica, eyes squinting against the salt spray. Texts, huh? The innocent ones that ain't? Listen, kid, I've danced that tango. First wife. Started with old pal DMs, ended with me footing the alimony for her renewed social life. Rule 1, mirror the energy. She dips a toe, you dip yours, text some single gal from your orbit, see if the hypocrisy hits her like a wet sock. But smart-like, back up the clouds, kid, iCloud's your spyglass. If it's platonic, laugh it off. If it heats, escalate. Test the waters, she mudded. Marriage ain't a spectator sport, it's tag team or bust. Owen mulled it on the drive home, rain sluicing the windshield like tears unshed. Harlan's scars were scripture, 2 exes who'd strayed, leaving him with a toolbox of bitterness and a cabin full of solitude. Mirror, Owen echoed, pulling into the driveway where Leela waved from the porch, phone in hand mid-text. That night, as she showered, he synced their devices to the family cloud account, a habit from their early days, for photos and finds, she'd called it. Now it was reconnaissance. Her thread with Nate unspooled in his browser. Still light, laced with "you always got my creative juices flowing" from him, her reply a winking flattery will get you everywhere. Borderline. Owen's stomach knotted, but resolve steeled him. Tit for tat. The next morning, November 13, Owen dusted off his own relic. Sarah, the single barista-turned-blogger from his hiking group, all freckles and fire-kissed prose about trail mix philosophies. Hey Sarah, long time. Your last post on Rainier had me lacing up boots. Up for a virtual trail talk. Owen. Her response crackled like kindling. Owen, the mystery hiker emerges. Absolutely spill your summit secrets. Or better, coffee soon. He mirrored the rhythm, quick replies during lunch breaks, emojis punctuating the mundane. That fog sounds brutal. Wish I could chase it with you. Leela noticed the uptick in his screen time that evening, curled on the couch with Milo between them. Work buddy. She ventured, echoing his earlier nonchalance. Sarah from the trails, just venting about the mud. She nodded, but her eyes lingered, a flicker of something unnamed. By November 15, the current gray veil of a Saturday, rain lashing the windows like impatient fingers, the threads had thickened. Owen's cloud vigil revealed the pivot, Leela's texts with Nate veering from nostalgic to nectar sweet. Late night, hubby's coding zombies again. Wish you were here to distract me, she'd sent at 11:47 p.m. the night before. Nate's reply a velvet hook. Say the word, I'm your favorite detour. What's your fantasy escape? Heart emojis bloomed, suggestions veiled and just turned to God, your trouble. But the good kind. Flirtation full bloom. Owen's chest tightened like overclocked code, hurt hot and holographic, jealousy a glitch he couldn't debug. Hypocrisy incoming, he thought, Harlan's voice a grim chorus. Escalate, kid. Let her taste the mirror. He fired off to Sarah, zombies at work, but my mind's on that sunset hike we talked. You free for the real thing? Ditch the virtual, let's make it messy. Her ping back was electric, messy sounds perfect. Name the trail, name the time, or my place for pre-hike wine. Owen forwarded the thread to his own cloud, transparency for the takedown, then set his phone face down, the weight of it all pressing like atmospheric static. Leela felt the shift that afternoon, sprawled in the kitchen with a half-hearted grocery list, her phone buzzing with Nate's dreaming of you in flannel send pics. She hesitated, thumb hovering, guilt gnawing like damp rot. Owen's silences had sharpened. His laughs at her jokes felt scripted, his touches lingering a beat too long as if anchoring adrift. He's on to me. The thought clawed, but curiosity and that insidious thrill pushed her to peak. During his afternoon run, she synced her laptop to the cloud for photo backups, only to stumble into his thread with Sarah. The words blurred, messy sounds perfect. My place? Her latte turned to ash in her mouth, heart slamming like a server crash. No, not him, not us. Rage flared, hot and hypocritical, how dare he? But the mirror cracked under her gaze, her own words echoed back in alien font. Nate's flattery, now Sarah's siren call. The hypocrisy hit like a system reboot, flushing her with shame's cold sweat. She confronted him at dusk, November 15's premature twilight bleeding through the blinds as Owen toweled off from his run, Milo whining at his feet. Owen, what the hell is this with Sarah? The words erupted, phone thrust forward like evidence in a trial, tears streaking her accusation. Virtual hikes, her place. We're married, not. Not some open beta test. He froze, towel midair, then exhaled slow, the engineer's calm fracturing into raw revelation. Harlan's script dissolved, this was no game but a gutting. Sit, he said, voice steady but eyes storm-tossed, guiding her to the couch where Milo wedged between them like a furry mediator. Cloud backups, Leela, ours, I saw yours first, Nate's detours, your fantasy escapes. Started innocent, turned nectar. Hurt like hell. Uncle Harlan, divorced twice, wise in the wreckage, said mirror it. Text Sarah, match the energy. If it was nothing, fine, but when yours flirted, I did too, to see if you'd swallow the pill you were force-feeding me. Room contracted, Rain a relentless underscore to her unraveling. Leela's sobs broke free, wrenching, visceral, clutching his damp shirt as the dam of denial burst. God, Owen, It was stupid. Boredom, attention like a glitch I couldn't patch. Nate was safe, far away, but it snowballed. And seeing you, with her, it shredded me. Because you're mine, the one who remembers my coffee order, who sketches Milo snoring, I didn't think, I just wanted to feel seen. Her words tumbled, confessions carving canyons. The postpartum fog after their almost baby that never came, the startup grind eclipsing their spark, the fear that 5 years meant fade out. Owen pulled her close, his own tears silent sentinels, the towel forgotten on the floor. The hypocrisy's mirror reflected not villains, but vulnerables, two souls adrift in the same squall. I get it, he whispered, voice cracking like thunder's aftershock. Harlan's playbook, it's poison from pain. I mirrored to protect, to prove, but it just proved we're human. Flawed code. But we debugged together, yeah? No more clouds spying, just us transparent. Delete the threads, date nights. Therapy if we need the patch. They clung through the storm's crescendo, Rain easing to a hush as Milo licked their joined hands, absolution in fur. Phones powered off, tossed into a drawer like relics. They cooked pasta by candlelight, laughter seeping back like dawn through clouds. 5 years in, the sync wasn't seamless, but it was theirs, rebooted, resilient. And as November's chill deepened outside, Owen traced her palm with his thumb, error fixed, heart online. In the quiet that followed, Leela deleted Nate's number, then Sarah's, mirrors shattered, but the reflection whole.